Evening, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. To those of you across the land and across the pond, I am Leo Brown, here again with another edition of Leo Lessons. So, Leo Lessons, for those of you who don't know, Leo Lessons is where I take a current topic, whether it be celebrity news or whether it be something going on in the world, whatever it is, and I try to apply it in life coaching because I am also a life coach and psychic medium. So, before I get started, I wanted to say thank you to all of you for watching, for commenting, and for supporting the channel. It really means a great deal if you can continue to like, to comment, and to support the channel by subscribing and becoming a sugar bear. I have to say hi to all my sugar bears out there for watching. Thank you so much. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you would like a reading or a coaching session with me, you can log into my website, which is psychicleo.com. That's psychicleo.com. And if you are new here, it's springtime, child. Springtime in Texas, and we got gnats now. Anyway, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. I'm so happy to have a new sugar bear in the family. And if you are returning, thank you so much for returning and being a lovable, huggable sugar bear. Okay. It really means a lot. So, what I want to talk about today is Tiffany Haddish versus La Roach. Now, if you don't know who, because some of you may not, if you don't know who Tiffany Haddish is, she is a comedian actress who was kind of like the breakout star in Girls Trip. And since then, she has done like movies with Kevin Hart. She's done I'm trying to think of things that she's done. Aside from Girls Trip. Oh shoot. See, I don't really follow her career like that. So all I know is that she's well known for Girls Trip. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And if you don't know who La Roche is a stylist and he was also a judge on the HBO series, HBO Max series, Legendary. And Legendary is about the ballroom scene. So I would definitely implore you guys, if you want to know more about queer and gay Black culture, I would definitely implore you guys to check it out because I think Legendary is great. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. So as we know, or some of you may know, so La Roche basically just dropped out of the styling industry. And we thought that it was about Zendaya and the whole thing that happened, I think, at the Oscars. I think that's what it was. I'm not 100%. But it turns out that it was a combination of things that made him drop out of the industry. So here's where Tiffany Haddish comes in, and here's why I'm bringing in this as a Leo lesson, because the Leo lesson in this is that you never, ever, ever, ever say things that you don't want repeated. A very wise person told me that once, and I stand by that. So La Roche went on Jason Lee's podcast. Now, this really isn't about La or Jason Lee. I'm not a fan of Jason Lee at all. I'm just not. But he went on his podcast and he talked about how he would tell Miss Haddish, she would say, listen, because he was a stylist, so he'd be privy to a lot of information. And he would say to her, hey, I know so and so and so, and they're getting X amount of dollars more for a deal. And you're doing the same deal, but you're not getting the same amount of money, right? And so he would tell her that in confidence. He wouldn't tell her this in public. He wouldn't, they're out to eat. And he'd tell her this in private. And what she would do is she would go, and when it was time for her to negotiate and do business, she would say, well, La Roche is telling me that you're lowballing me. Now, here's where the Leo lesson comes in. What people have to understand, whether it's entertainment, whether it's corporate, whether it's a mom and pop. Business is business is business. And when someone is telling you something in confidence, especially if they're telling you, hey, I'm just letting you know that this is what's going down, okay? And they're trying to help, you don't go and turn around and throw them under the bus and make it seem like they're being messy or, you know, or that you're not being treated the way you should be. Because here's the thing, the entertainment business, and granted, I'm in the entertainment business myself, but am I where Tiffany Haddish and La Roach are? No. Do I want to be there? It depends on my mood and the day. But if a person is trying to keep you to business one-on-one and to say, hey, when you go in here and you negotiate this deal for, say, to be a spokesperson for Pepsi, just know that I'll use Madonna. Madonna got 2.5 million and they're giving you, instead of 2.5, they're giving you 1.3. And really and truly, if you really play your cards correct, you could get more out of the deal and it will benefit you. And I just want to help you because I know that you're talented. I see what you do and I think that you deserve more. And see, by her saying to the powers that be, oh, well, La Roach is telling me that you're lowballing me. What people don't understand about that is this. When you do that, you're not only fucking it up for you, but you're fucking it up for them. Because they're going to look at that person as, oh my God, okay, this person is telling, church, I'll use that term. You're telling church business, basically. And what we also have to understand too is that every deal is different. And in business, you can't go and tell private conversations because that's when it becomes personal. And he alluded to that on the podcast with Jason Lee. He alluded to, because of her, I lost a lot of deals. I lost a lot of business. Because what people don't understand about business is, at least from my vantage point, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please, but business is 10% what you know, 50% money, capital, and then maybe, oh my goodness, I would say 40% who you know and how you play the game and how you network. A lot of it is networking. A lot of it is, people may call it smoozing, you may call it ass kissing, you may call it whatever you want to call it, but that's really what business is. And that's from Target to the Met Gala. You know what I mean? Like it's really about that. And people, I think people like her don't understand that. You can't, what works for you in Chicago won't work for you in LA. Because even I had to learn that. When I first moved to Houston, I thought, well, oh, I can just come here and bam. No, I had to really, go through the trenches and learn that what works for me in the Midwest won't work here, and I had to really reinvent myself or not myself, but reinvent my business. And the Leo lesson in this is that when someone tells you something in confidence, keep it to yourself because they're not, 9 times out of 10, if a person is telling you, you didn't hear it from me, but if they start a sentence with, you didn't hear it from me, but, then they're telling you, hey, you might want to keep this to yourself. And I think with someone like her, she's not understanding that, or she's not thinking about that. She's thinking about herself. And it's like, okay, but you don't realize that a lot of people are not going to be able to, they're not going to want to work with you, knowing that you have diarrhea of the mouth. There is not. Because even Martin Lawrence, Marlon Wayans alluded to that when she was on Ellen, and he did it in a very nice way, very humorous, funny, haha. And he was like, "You're great. I think you're hilariously talented, but you do too much." And I think oftentimes when people hear the word too much, myself included, we automatically think, "Oh, well, you don't like me," or we take it as rejection. But oftentimes with that, depending on what it is, right? Not every time, but depending on what it is, if a person is telling you that, especially in a business setting, they're saying, "Listen, you're great, but I just need you to turn it down just a little bit. You go from a 20. I need you to put it on 9. Just a moment, just a little bit, because I really want to see you win. I don't want you out here, begging for gigs and scraping by and going broke, and the public not turning against you. Because here's what we have to understand about, and I'll just use entertainment since we're talking about Tiffany Haddish. What you have to understand about Tiffany Haddish, about entertainment is it really is a game. It really is. I mean, I don't care if you work for Bobo's Barbecue Shack. If you want to be the number one barbecuer, you got to do what you have to do. Now, if it includes getting rid of your integrity, that's a different story. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying sell your soul. But what I'm saying is have professionalism and decorum. Have, if you're going to negotiate something that actually benefits you and even the people around you, like your representatives, like your agents, like your managers, in her case, then okay, if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to come to the table and say, "Hey, I know you guys want me to do, like I'll use Groupon. I'll use it as an example. You want me to be a spokesperson for Groupon, right? Okay, perfect. I know that this actress or this actor got X amount of dollars. Can we make mine a little bit more than that?" Because with my power, my star power now, people are going to really go on Groupon and utilize the site. And so in turn, by her negotiating well and having professionalism and decorum on her side, I'm not saying she has to change her whole attitude. That's not what I'm saying. Because I think when people often hear professionalism and decorum, they think, "Oh, well, I have to be white." No, that first of all, there's no such thing of talking white and acting. There's no such thing. But it's more of just coming to the table and saying, "You know what," instead of being like, "She ready? Hey, how y'all doing? Oh my God, yeah, I heard that, you told me, La told me." No. "Hi, everyone. Hi, hello, good morning. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having me for this meeting. Um, so I like the deal, but I would prefer this because I'm in, I like to negotiate a little bit more if at all possible." That's all you have to do, and like I said, I don't care if you work for Walmart or Neiman Marcus. That's part of business, and not just business, but even in just life. I mean, it is because even with me, right? Oftentimes, when I first started out doing readings and coaching sessions, I negotiated with people. I bartered. I was like, "Well, listen, if you let me come on your podcast, I'll give you a free reading. If you um, do a photo shoot for me, or yeah, if you do a photo shoot for me, I'll give you a month of coaching. If you do my makeup, I'll give you coaching and sessions for free." You know what I mean? I used to do that. Do I do that now? No. But in the beginning, I did it because I realized you have something they want, but it's all about how you go about it. It's not only what you say, but it's how you say it. And when it comes to money negotiation, even though I think that she needs, proper representation, but think about it. If you have people, if you're going around telling kitchen table business to everybody you see, no representative is going to want to represent you because they're going to be like, "You're too dangerous. you have loose lips. You know what I mean? And we know how the old saying goes. Um, so it's the same way with her. It's like you can just go into the table and say, listen, I think this is a great offer. However, here's what I would propose. Here's what I would like. And that way your agent wins, you win, your representative wins, everybody, your managers, everybody that is a part of your team, they all win, and it works out in the end. And the Leo lesson in this, just to conclude this video, is sometimes in life, when it comes to personal, private business, it's okay to keep it to yourself. Not everybody has to know. You don't have to tell your left hand what your right hand is doing, or as the old folks say, keep it cute and put it on mute. So that's my thoughts on it. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on this and a Leo lesson in that. Because like I said, I had to learn that because I was once like that, thinking everybody's my friend. And it's like, baby, this is not friendship. You know what I mean? This is business. To quote Nino Brown, it's business, never person. So those are my thoughts. So let me know what you think. I want to know what you think about the whole Tiffany Haddish situation. What would you do in this situation? How would you handle this? If you were, let me reverse it. If you were La Roche, how would you handle it? What would you do? What would you say? Would you confront her in private? Because apparently he's confronted her several times about it, but her behavior never changed. So how would you, if you were him, how would you handle it? What would you do? Leave your comments below I want to know. I want to know what you think. Leave your comments below. And I thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, okay, be learnable, be teachable, love yourself, but most of all, be you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.